I'm Zelaine, and I will be talking about the food chain. The food chain looks very confusing, but it is very easy to learn, and the different steps of the food chain are very easy to learn the basics. My goal today is to inform everyone about the food chain and how it works and how it compares to other food chains. I will be getting all my facts from different science sources on Google, webs, blogs, and Google or government websites. The three topics I will be talking to you about are: what is the food chain? What are the different levels of the food chain? How many are there? What are the normal levels? And how does the human food chain compare to the food chain? What is the food chain? So there's three different pictures here, and the first one is a food web, food chain, food pyramid. Food chain is a broad topic, and these three elements fall underneath the food chain. So if we start with the web is kind of confusing to look at, in my opinion. There's a lot of arrows. You just kind of follow the arrows. So if you start with the grass, the mouse eats the grass, the wolf or the fox eats the mouse. The grasshopper eats the grass, the bug or bird eats the grasshopper, the snake either eats the bird or the fox or the frog, and the hawk finally eats the snake. In this scenario, the hawk and the fox are the ends of the food web. Here in the food chain, you can have there's three examples right here, but you can have different elements. 3 are in this element, 4 and 5. So it's whatever animal, how the food gets to the animal at the end. So in this one, the owl eats the rat, which eats the corn, and it kind of just starts over. The end product will die and then be into the ground, which helps the grass or corn or carrots grow to make the cycle start all over again. And then we have the chain pyramid, and you start from down low, the biggest one. You have the grass and the plants, and then the next level eats the grass and the plants, and you move up, and these eat the next level, and then this level kind of goes into the sky and dies, and that they turn into fertilizers for the grass and the plants, and it just starts back over. It's just a big cycle. So there are 4 levels in the basic food chain. You can add more, you can take away some. It's just, I'm going to be talking about the basic, which is the 4 levels. So the first level are the producers, and those are the plants and the fruits and the nuts, and they just start the whole food chain. Then you come to the herbivores, which only eat animals, or only eat plants or flowers or fruit. And some examples are horses, cows, rabbits, and deer. Remember, they only eat the plants. They only get the nutrients from the plants. The next level kind of combines these two, and those are the carnivores, and they eat meat. So they eat the herbivores that eat the grass. And those are some examples. Some examples are the cheetah, the lion, the tiger, hyenas, polar bears. Those are going to eat, the herbivores eat meat. This is kind of cool. I thought it was very interesting. is that these predators here are the end of every food chain because they do not get eaten by any other predators. So like no other animal really eats sharks or hawks. It's just that's how it is. And once they die, they go into the fourth step, which are the decomposers. And when they die, they go into the grass, into the plants, and make fungus or mushrooms, which fertilizes the grass, which makes the grass grow and just starts the whole cycle all over again. So let's talk about the human food chain and how it compares to the food chain we just talked about. So let's start at this one. This is a more simpler food chain because it's more of a cycle. So you can start here. The sun makes the algae. The algae is eaten by the small animals, and the fish eats the small animals, which then the human eats the fish. The only difference from the food chain is that the humans are just in the mix now. So here you can see the starters are from the sea, which are the plankton or the algae, and can be eaten by trout, which then the human eats the trout. Or it goes from dragonfly to trout to human. It's just this is a chart or a cycle, and this is a web. Like I said, the webs are harder to read, in my opinion. So just a real quick recap. The food chain might look complicated, but now it seems simple after you know the basics. The food chain shows how animals compare to other animals and how it affects each other. If you take one animal out of the middle, the chart cannot really finish. It's like a puzzle. It's hard for you to take out the herbivore because the consumer or the carnivores can't eat meat or can't eat plants. It's just hard for the chain to continue. The 4 levels of the food chain are producers, consumers, carnivores, and decomposers. Examples that we talked about: plants, deer, horses, cows. Carnivores are the lions, tigers, and decomposers are the fungus and the mushrooms. And then the human food chain compares to combines the food, the animal food chain, but it also has some of its own characteristics. It's its own thing, but also it just combines both charts. Yeah. Thank you.